So today we're going to go over how to design a presentation in PowerPoint. First thing I'm going to need y'all to do is fasten your seatbelts and strap in because we're about to hit some knowledge. Today we're going to go over the 7 essential rules to a great PowerPoint. We're going to learn how to utilize each one correctly, what you should not do with each one. So our first topic is going to be signal to noise ratio. This is going to be everything that's on the screen and removing the stuff you don't need. When you start having a lot of cluttered images, a lot of quotes, a lot of text, a lot of overlaying stuff, it gets to be real cluttered. The audience can't really understand what's going on, so you need to simplify that down just to your main point and what you have to have. You want as little effort to make the maximum input on the audience. You want to remove all non-essential elements, a lot of extra images, text, quotes, all that. If you're going to have quotes, you don't have to have one every slide if that's your topic. And you really want to avoid the 3D effect. It's not really useful, seems to be just an annoyance, don't really need it. Next topic is going to be pictures versus bullets. Now I started off this slide with this picture because out of anything out of this whole presentation you will remember this little elephant playing with a ball. And that's because people remember pictures more than they will words. Not saying you want more pictures than you do words, but you want just the right balance between the two. And that being said, as being the presenter, you can be as strong as visual as all of them. With your body language, your choice of speech, it all plays in to your presentation. When you start using pictures and bullets, you want it to be quantitative displays, so there'll be charts and graphs, that way people can see actual numbers and actual facts. And whatever images you do choose, you want them to be obviously relevant and simple to the presentation. Next is our empty space. This is it. This is the whole slide. Empty space. No, not really. But empty space is important to your presentation. Just because you have empty space doesn't mean it's wasted. Empty space can be useful. It's not nothing. Whenever you learn to use your empty space, it can create clarity, balance, and interest throughout your presentation. And that'll play in with a couple other principles we have later on. So contrast. Contrast is our first of 4 principles in a PowerPoint. And I chose this yin-yang symbol because it is the definition of contrast. Left, right, total opposites, different. Whatever you have in your presentation, if you want something to stand out and be different, make it different. Don't kind of make it, oh, I'll change one thing. No, make it different. It creates a strong dynamic between the elements. Contrast does. You want things to be set apart. You want them to be different. This is where you do it. This is the principle you use, contrast. Our next principle is repetition. And obviously repetition is repeating something. As the picture shows with Bart here, repetition is the key to getting your message across. You repeat it again and again and again. It establishes unity and organization. It means you have a point you want to get across and you are going to get it across to your audience. And our last two, I put on the same slide because I believe they're somewhat similar but not different enough to make 2 different slides, because they kind of go hand in hand. So you have alignment and proximity. Alignment is keeping everything clean and organized. Now your PowerPoint will have an invisible grid system, as you guys have probably seen, to show when you're in the middle of that page, when you're in the left, how far up and down. Has that grid system. Will keep everything clean and organized. And that goes with proximity. Everything in your slide will have a point. If you have 2 different opposing points in that slide, you want to keep everything to one on one side and one on the other, whether it's left and right, top and bottom, whatever. You want to keep everything that means the same together in its own little area. People automatically do that themselves. They group everything that they know goes together in one area and everything in the other. It's kind of like your house. You go through your house, everything that's related to cooking, it's in the kitchen. Anything you use to wash your clothes, it's in the laundry room. It's all organized group by group. We don't just have everything scattered out everywhere. There's big organization to your PowerPoint. So in conclusion, we have keep it simple, keep it organized, keep it on point, and keep it interesting. You stick to those rules, follow these slides, you'll have a successful presentation.